No phones at the dinner table.
These kids don't sleep.
Today, it's 3-second videos.
It's a completely different child.
That you're supposed to let your child be bored. I don't think it's a one-fits-all model.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's not a one-fits-all model. It works for some kids and it works for some families. I think take into consideration what works for you, because only you know really what's best for you and your family.
And sometimes it's good to just, see what's out there and not just stick to one particular model. And try various things. Maybe gentle parenting works. Maybe a mix of things. Not gentle parenting, rough parenting. But it's not rough parenting, but...
It depends. I mean, like back in the day growing up was a different story.
But I also feel back in the day, like we were raised differently.
Yeah. I think a lot of focus now, like kids get a lot of screen time.
Screen time is a terrible idea.
I agree. But I think like a lot of people are utilizing screen time right now because a lot of people are working parents. So if you like look back for...
What do they call them now? Nannies.
They're
tech nannies.
Tech nannies. So a lot of people have to like go back to putting on the TV. They're getting home from work. They're picking up their kid. Most people are getting home at like 6 o'clock, depending where you work, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like dinner time. So you have to cook dinner. What is your child doing, right? So it's hard to...
What do you mean? What are they doing? Puzzles. Drawing.
No, I get that, but I'm saying why?
I mean, there's so many things that your child can do and not be on screen time.
Yeah, no,
parents themselves are on screen time.
It's true.
You're on your phone, you're on your iPad, you're watching a Netflix show, So I think it's a balance between you limiting your screen time
to model the behavior
to the child, who you're going to tell, well, you can't have this phone,
right,
or you can't have this iPad,
right.
So it's not they can't have it, but you're sitting there at dinner on your phone. They see it. They're sponges. They want to do what you're doing, especially the little ones. So if you're going to limit their screen time, you have to limit your own.
100%.
No phones at the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
No phones after school. Only phones before bedtime. Although they're now saying that no phones at least half an hour before bedtime.
More. I think it's like an hour now, the latest I've seen, because I cut like screen time completely for my son. Very rarely, occasionally, like if we go out to eat and it's like 2 hours in and he's like, okay, I'm over it, I'll give him like Dave and Ava app where he could just like watch them sing about whatever, ABCs. But like at home, I cut it off. Why? Because even before the study came out, I see a change in my child when he's watching TV for like X amount of time, let's say 2 hours, right? Straight. It's a rainy day. You're like, I don't know what to do with my kid at this point. We've been home all day, so you put on the TV. Yeah. And then it's like, then comes bedtime. And then bedtime is a complete disaster because their brain is just like signaling itself, like all the stuff that they see on TV.
It's overloaded.
It's an overload. It's a sensory overload. So then when it comes to bedtime, these kids don't sleep. Yeah. They don't sleep. And then parents are having a very hard time getting them to bed. And then you're sitting in their room for like 2 hours.
But the sleep therapists are having a lot of business.
They are having a lot of business thanks to the screen time. But I definitely personally see a change. Like when I cut it out completely, it's a completely different child. Like the focus is there, the response is there, like the engagement, trying to engage with you as a parent is there too. Because when they're like occupied with iPad, TV, they don't care where you are. Like you're non-existent to them because they're in a different world. The same way that we are like, I don't know, I find myself like I'm watching Netflix. Let's say I'm not super into what's going on in that show, but I'm the type of person like I can't stop watching a show even if I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like if I started it, I have to finish it.
Too.
So I go on my phone. So then I'm on Reels on Instagram while the show is playing in the background.
You read my mind, because also the screen time that we used to have a couple years ago and the screen time that we have today is a completely different screen time. Today it's 3-second videos, the Reels, the TikToks, the everything else. Their brain is constantly bombarded with new things, quick things. They don't even have the time span to watch a 20-hour cartoon.
Right.
They're not interested today in the cartoons. They're not interested in the sing-along. They're not interested in the read it loud. Why? Because their attention span is 3 to 5 seconds of a TikTok reel or an Instagram reel or whatever it is. And they're constantly,
changing.
flipping. Screen time is okay, but you have to decide which kind of screen time you're really going to expose your children to. Are you going to expose them to the reels and the jokes and the TikToks, which, in my opinion, just overpower their sensory, their brain, everything? Or are you going to give them, the 20-minute, half an hour cartoon?
Yeah, I think it's like everything in moderation. For sure. Because, I mean, even for adults, I feel like for me personally, I have to put my phone away, like further away from me when I'm going to sleep. Because if I don't, and like, for example, if I can't fall asleep, I usually don't have this problem. But if I do, I will be like, okay, so if I'm like tossing, turning, I can't fall asleep, I grab my phone. That's the first thing I do. And then I'm on Reels. I'm watching Reels. And then it's like 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
Because they're just so, and the AI now, they know what you want to see. And they monitor like everything that you're watching is categorizing into whatever you want to watch. Like even YouTube, it's all of it. The kids are like basically they're pulling our interest, but also these kids who are like, okay, this is what I like, this cartoon, so they're going to show you everything in that genre, and that's what they're going to be watching. So of course they want to be on that versus being on I don't know, doing a puzzle. What's the fun in that? I could watch something fun and find toys for my mom to buy.
Yeah, or buy them myself off Instagram, or TikTok, which is
or Apple.
I knew about Instagram, but I didn't know that you can buy things on TikTok now.
Oh, you can. Well, don't link your card.
Yeah, but when you have that family plan,
it buys automatically.
It buys.
So it's through Apple. It's through the phone.
Yes.
They could just double click and that's it.
My daughter bought a bunch of glue-on nails
from
TikTok.
Did they work? Did you try them?
No. My husband was like, what is this charge? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even have TikTok.
And then
he saw that it was her that bought it because it connects the phone number or whatever. And he's like, what did you buy for? I mean, it was like $35. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, just nails.
Did you get them though? Did they come?
No.
Oh.
I don't even know if it's a real thing. Or she just like sent $35 to China. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, I remember like back, I feel like it was more interesting as a kid back in the day, because like when you did get TV, there was like so much limited stuff that you could see. I don't remember cartoons being on all day long. I mean, I guess on the channel.
Sunday or Saturday cartoons,
right?
With the
infomercials,
the Care Bears and the Smurfs.
And the infomercials in between of like the new toys that are coming out. I remember when Furby came out, that was the big one. And then like the kids wanted to go outside. Now it's like you ask your child like, oh, let's go here, let's go there. They don't want to go. They want to stay home. Oh, I'd rather be home, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that.
But also, I read something a couple of weeks ago that you're supposed to let your child be bored.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to entertain them. Like you are not supposed to find activities for them to do all the time, 24/7. And if you see that they're bored, you're not supposed to like find play gyms and Saturday afternoon excursions and all these things that you're like dragging them around from here to there. They're supposed to be bored because that's when they start to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And they start to plan and they start to engage themselves. A lot of children are not pretend playing because why do I need to pretend play? When, if I sit here long enough or I bother my mother long enough, she's going to take me to the mall.
Yeah.
Or she's going to take me out for pizza or whatever else because now I'm annoying and I'm just going to be more annoying. So we can go faster. Whereas they're saying that if you let your child just sit there by themselves, and figure out that, wait a minute, I have these toys, they could do something. Like I can play house or I can play doctor or I can do something and maybe get my imagination. And over a period of time, children are coming back to pretend play. If you just allow them to just use their own minds.
I mean, once I took away the screen time, obviously, like I don't have time to entertain you 24/7, but I do. Like on the weekends, I do plan something in the morning, like early, like 10 to 12.
Yeah, but it's not an all-day activity. It's
no. I don't do the whole. No. After we're done with one activity, I'm done too for the day. But like ever since it's taken away the screen time aspect, I did put in like a swing in the house. We had a trampoline and like a lot of toys that he really just wasn't playing with. I did find that he is like sort of entertaining himself.
Yeah.
So he'll like go on his swing, then he'll take his Tony's box with all the characters, switch out the characters,
That's exactly
do
what I'm
his
saying.
play with his toys, and it actually so I do agree with that. That definitely letting them kind of like figure it out on their own,
because like we're keeping them busy, just like these TikToks.
I think
that's
that has
all
to
we're
do.
doing. We're just keeping them busy.
But I think that a lot of that has to go back to mom guilt, because like I feel like a lot of the time when you're working all week, you feel guilty that you're not doing additional things with your child, perhaps. Like maybe, and then on the weekend, it's kind of like an overload. You see a cool thing, because these advertisements, once they know you have a child, you will be getting invitations to pretty much everything that's happening in your area. So you see something cool, you're like, okay, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go here. Then your friend is like, let's go here. And at the end of the day, you're like out from, I don't know, like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.